3 weeks ago, the United States military received the mission to conduct a non-combatant evacuation operation from Afghanistan in support of the Department of State. In order to evacuate American citizens, the Department of State designated Afghans with a directed completion date of 31 August. The key military tasks were to secure and defend the international airport in Kabul, evacuate all embassy personnel, evacuate all American citizens that wanted to get out, and evacuate other Afghans as designated by the Department of State, and retrograde all of the U.S. military. In short, the United States military was tasked to conduct two highly complex missions simultaneously: a retrograde while in contact with the enemy, and a NEO in a non-permissive environment. We executed that mission in a highly dynamic, dangerous operating environment from a war-torn country, and it was conducted across 9 countries and 26 intermediate staging bases and temporary safe havens. We deployed between 5,000 and 6,000 military personnel on the ground, some of whom were forward deployed based on our contingency planning. These elements came from the 82nd Airborne Division, Special Forces, the Marine Corps, along with Navy and Air Force personnel. Flying in support were combat aircraft from the Air Force and the Navy, as well as incredible support from the transport aircraft, the pilots and crews of the United States Transportation Command. And afloat, we had an ARG-MU and a carrier strike group. We flew 387 U.S. military C-17 and C-130 sorties, and we enabled 391 non-U.S. military sorties. A total of 778 sorties evacuated a total of 124,334 people, which included almost 6,000 American citizens, third country nationals, and Afghans designated by the Department of State. And we will continue to evacuate American citizens under the leadership of the Department of State, as this mission has now transitioned from a military mission to a diplomatic mission. Evacuees flowed through the intermediate staging base safe havens in Central Command and European Command for onward movement to the United States, a third country, or their home of origin for repatriation. Evacuees complete medical and security screening, vetting, in accordance with the lead federal agency's guidance, the Department of Homeland Security. Currently, there's approximately 20,000 evacuees in 7 staging bases in 5 countries in Central Command. Another 23,000 in 7 staging bases in 4 countries in Europe. And as of this morning, there are approximately 20,000 Afghans who arrived at 8 different military bases in the continental United States. This mission cost 11 Marines, 1 soldier, and 1 Navy corpsman their lives, and 22 others were wounded in action. In addition to over 100 Afghans killed and wounded in a horrific terrorist attack on 26 August at Abbey Gate on the southeast perimeter of the airport. Those soldiers, sailors, and Marines gave their lives so that others may live free. They literally gave their tomorrows for the tomorrows of people they never knew. Those 124,000, they never knew the 13 who died, and they will never know the 22 who were wounded, nor the thousands of dead and thousands of wounded who came before them. But they will now live in freedom because of American blood shed on their behalf. Nearly 2 decades have passed since that horrible, dark September day in our nation's history when 2,977 innocent lives were murdered. Since then, the men and women of the United States military and our interagency partners have fought tirelessly to defeat terrorists in Afghanistan and around the world. both at home and abroad. Their talent, their efforts have carried this fight day and night. In Afghanistan, our mission, our military mission, has now come to an end. And we're going to learn from this experience as a military. How we got to this moment in Afghanistan will be analyzed and studied for years to come. And we in the military will approach this with humility, transparency, and candor. There are many tactical, operational, and strategic lessons to be learned. 800,000 of us in uniform served in Afghanistan over the last 20 years. Our nation spent over $1 trillion. And most importantly, 2,461 soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines gave the last full measure of devotion, while 20,691 were wounded, and untold thousands of others suffer with the invisible wounds of war as we close this chapter in our nation's history. And all of those casualties are alongside our allies and partners, and we should never forget that 60,000 Afghan national security forces gave their lives in the conduct of this war. Our counterterrorism efforts in Afghanistan and the region over 20 years has protected the American people from terrorist attack, and the men and women and children who were just evacuated will ultimately be the legacy to prove the value of our sacrifice. For the past 20 years, there's not been a major attack on our homeland. And it is now our mission to ensure that we continue our intelligence efforts, continue our counterterrorism efforts, continue our military efforts to protect the American people for the next 20 years. And we in the American military are committed to do just that. For those of us in uniform who served in Afghanistan, for our families who have suffered and sacrificed along our side, for those who have supported us, these have been incredibly emotional and trying days, and indeed years. We are all conflicted with feelings of pain and anger, sorrow and sadness, combined with pride and resilience. There are no words that I or the Secretary or the President or anyone else will ever do to bring the dead back, but we can always honor them. And one thing I am certain of, for any soldier, sailor, airman, or Marine and their family, your service mattered, and it was not in vain. Thank you.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.